Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and my friends, we have a lot of Street Fighter 6 to talk about today. Specifically, they announced 4 new characters for the game: e.honda, Blanka, Dhalsim, and Ken. And in this video, we're going to go through all the gameplay and find out just exactly what the characters are all about now. Some things, well, they're about what you would expect them to be. These characters are classics after all, right? But there is some new stuff, so let's talk about it. So first, let's talk e.honda. So I'm going to go through every character and I'll do them all in their own sections. So check the timestamps for the character you'd like to see, or, just watch the whole video. That'd be pretty cool too. Honda already has some interesting stuff right out of the gate, so let's rewind a second and look at it directly. So off the bat here, we have confirmation Honda's stand light punch and a medium punch target combo still exists, and still goes into 100 hand slaps, which have been animated very nicely now, by the way. Next, we can see Honda's V-Skill 1 from Street Fighter V has been baked into his core moveset. So the clap is another attack, and also it destroys projectiles. Having this as a core move will help him a lot, as it just helps him go across the screen against zoners. Being slow has always been an issue. Now, on top of V-Skill 1 being baked into his core moveset, looks like V-Skill 2 is also baked into his core moveset. So this is a self-buff, and you can see Honda is receiving the mandate of heaven. When the buff is live, that means he can combo after the 100 hand slap without any extra resources. So you can see here, he's just doing 100 hand slap, combos from crouch light punch, and then goes directly into a headbutt. This basically means you don't ever want Honda to have this buff, because next time he hits you with the move he's always going to go for, he's going to get a lot more damage than normal. Now in Street Fighter V, this also lets him cancel under the 100 hand slap from moves he normally couldn't, but we don't see that yet in Street Fighter 6, so that's going to be a wait and see. But either way, when he has the buff, big time damage is coming for sure. Honda also keeps his signature command grab, the Oicho Nage, so until a certain someone else is announced, he is now Street Fighter 6's premier grappler, I guess. Looks really damaging. And 100 hand slaps just look so vicious, I love it. Now here's the big one. Honda has an all new move. Not the butt stomp, but this guy right here, where he charges forward, he slaps you up and he puts you in a juggle state. And you can combo after the fact. Like, V-Skill 1 and 2 have been baked into the moveset, but this is all new. You can also EX it, as you can see here, so he combos into it, launches again. As for EX properties, who knows for sure, but he ends in Super 1, which is just a single big hit. And speaking of supers, by the way, this is his level 3 cinematic super. You can see Honda's playing for keeps here. So look at Guile's face and the other terror as Honda comes in after him with the headbutt. It's just nuts. Easily the best of all the ones I've seen before. This just makes the headbutt seem like the ultimate move in fighting games. It's apocalyptic in levels. So in a lot of ways, Honda sort of seems like a greatest hits of Street Fighter V Honda, who's not a bad version of Honda. He can combo into what was the V-Skill into certain things he couldn't do before. And, things like the Drive Impact will just definitely help. V-Skill 2 being baked into the moveset is good. Just stuff like the 100 hand slap, which you're about to see here, the EX version, looks dynamic. Like, that just looks really, really cool. And since we've already seen the other 2 supers, this would have to be his level 2 super, which is just a mega headbutt. And you know what? Fair enough. Honda is a classic, and he looks like just a good version of Honda. Now Blanka. So if Honda's mostly the same, just better, Blanka's actually pretty different. One, he looks really different. He looks a lot more just like a gorilla now, for one. And yes, he keeps classic things like the Blanka ball. And also things like the angled rolls here, where he leaps back and then rolls at an odd angle, and hopefully can cross up. That's always been a core Blanka gimmick. Got the head bite, so there is the classic stuff there, but let's talk the new stuff. Like, how about a backwards jumping EX air Blanka ball hitting you? That's kinda wild. So Blanka is like Kano now from Mortal Kombat. And let me tell you, Kano Cannonball, jumping back and doing it on reaction to a move getting whiffed is a pretty big deal, so I feel like this is a pretty big deal for Blanka. For reactionary players looking to catch various moves on whiff, this is a godsend. Not only this, he can put little Blanka dolls out into the battlefield, and he can electrify them and make them have an active hitbox and move around, like he's like Faust with Mini Faust from Guilty Gear or something. He keeps traveling! This is like Birdie on crack, dude. Like Birdie, you could put the cannon or the banana out or something, but the Blanka doll going up and down and keeps going? This is straight up whack, dude. Like, here's a whole new level of screen control the character could have never ever dreamed of. That he can hit you and it's still active and it still keeps going and it can still hit you after it already hit you. Absolutely bananas. I cannot overstate this enough here. Blanka's pressure is going to be absolutely insane. This is wild. We have a second look as well. So here Blanka tosses it out and then goes for the hop, which is basically a left-right mix. So is Blanka going to be on the other side in time for you to block which way? It's a cross-up gimmick. Also, the EX back roll, the first part where he flips backwards, actually connects too. So Blanka is eating really good in Street Fighter 6. He's doing very, very well. Speaking of exactly that, doing well, looks like he's got his Street Fighter 4 Stand Fierce punch back, clonks the enemy, and also an air throw, because why not? Just all benefit. Street Fighter 5 V Skill 1 gets graduated into a regular move, coward crouch into the launch, and then he can combo from it. And I'm assuming this is his level 1 super. And this would be the level 3, which is an Omega level electric Blanka ball. We don't get to see a ton, but what is there, I am heavily impressed by Blanka. Now Dhalsim. So Dhalsim, so Honda, you know, a bit expected. Blanka getting a little bit crazy, and Dhalsim getting all the way crazy. So for some of the vanilla stuff, yeah, you still got the big pokes, right? That's the character, that's Dhalsim. Here is pretty interesting. So one, he inherits his V Skill 1 as a base move. He can yoga float whenever he wants. And the fireball is a straight normal fireball. In Street Fighter 5, his regular fireballs are changed to be like angled upwards falling down. And if you want a straight normal fireball, you had to burn a bar. Now, it's just a regular move. Now, the angled fireballs aren't going away though. That's just the EX fireball now. And also that. So his V Skill 2 in Street Fighter 5 would let his angled fireballs bounce across the ground. And in this, they bounce across the ground, no V skill needed, it just does it for free as part of the EX, and if it misses, it bounces towards you. In Street Fighter 5, it would just bounce in the same trajectory it was already going, so if you miss, you get a second chance. So already, yo, Dhalsim is gonna be a threat, and we haven't even gotten to the crazy stuff yet. So, getting a bit crazier, how about air fireballs, like Akuma or something like that, right? So this is definitely an EX move, but he shoots an air fireball at a very aggressive angle. Oh, and by the way, Yoga Mummy is back. I'm assuming he still has Drill, but Mummy was the other option. It returns. So his space control is going to be outrageous. And it's not like he loses anything here. So we have regular Yoga Flame, we have upwards Yoga Flame, regular Yoga Flame, by the way. Huge hitbox, absolutely crazy. That's nuts. His Street Fighter 5 Critical Art returns. This appears to be his level 2 super. And kind of works just the same, just a giant fireball that owns a big part of the screen. His level 3 super, well, normally Dhalsim's a much more reserved person, but here he's letting it all out. Reminds me a bit of Merkava from Under Night in Birth. He's just going to town on you. Now, time to ramp up the fear factor here, this whole sequence. So air fireball, air teleport, fireball connects, he lands on your head, I'm assuming that's heavy punch, into back medium punch, into combo time. Absolutely absurd. And now let's talk the main event. Months ago, I made this tweet talking about how scary it would be, knowing the drive system as we did at the time, if Dhalsim could do something like a normal into the drive rush into a full combo, right? He could combo you from full screen. And at the time, people were like, nah, rooflemonger, there's no way he could be able to do that off normals. So yeah, he can totally do it off normals. As you see here in this combo. Stand heavy kick, I'm assuming. Drive rush cancels, gets in, goes for crouch normal, launches with EX breath, and then goes for his level 1 super. So Dhalsim, if he hits you, he can combo you from full screen. Like, I know we're nowhere near launch just yet, and we got a lot more characters to go, but Dhalsim's already my pick for best character in the game. Stuff like this is absolutely ridiculous. So if you're a Dhalsim fan, this is nothing but good news for you. However, you know, if you have a good healthy fear of God in your heart, this character is going to be nuts, man. Absolutely terrifying. Now, Ken, before we get to the gameplay details, we have story details. I know a lot of people were joking, oh, the wife left Ken, right? No, kind of the opposite. Actually, he left her because Ken's been framed. Accusations of orchestrating a criminal plot have forced Ken to abandon his family and business and go into hiding. So Ken's on the run, and honestly, maybe he did do a criminal plot. I won't put it past him. Ken's always been a shady guy. He comes from old money. He's not on the level. So if you believe Ken's innocent, well, there you go. But maybe it's time he finally gets the justice he deserves. So that all said, until he goes to jail, Ken will be in the game, so let's talk about how he moves around. So first up, he's Ken, right? Like fireballs, shoryus, tatsus, all that kind of stuff. That is not unexpected. That's just how he's gonna be, right? And frankly, most people wouldn't want it any different. Ken, like Ryu, kind of has to have the moveset, but as you can see here, there is some new things. So our new kick he has here has multiple follow-ups. So one was low, this one appears overhead, so kind of a built-in Ken mix-up, and this one is just a straight knockdown. And of course, naturally being a special move, this is not a command normal, has EX version, which just basically does a lot of hits and I'm assuming a lot more damage. Also a new leaping kick special. So here we see the classic target combo from Street Fighter V is back. If you use in the combo, it'll splat. And we have an EX that not only ground bounces, but also switches sides. You can see here Ken does an uppercut follow-up. Here we can see basic stand heavy kick, but now this guy right here looks to be a triple hitting target combo. That's very interesting. Speaking of interesting, this guy right here. So target combo and Ken can still run. So his V skill 1 was the run and he can still do it. And it can help out his combo potential apparently because he combos into the new move after the fact. We still have stuff like regular hurricane kicks. Here we see the EX special we went over earlier goes into super. I'm assuming this might be the level 2 super. We get a look at his drive impact here, so his colors are red and orange, and falls into that new special. We see a whiff punish here going into his level 1 super. We got hit confirms into getting hit by a bull because Battle Hub is really crazy. The cinematic level 3. So Ken, he's got some new stuff, but in the end he's still Ken. I think that's the way a lot of people would like it. Just like Ryu, he's the classic character with a couple new tricks. And that, my friends, is a look at these all new characters that were announced today. So everyone has got new stuff. Even Honda, who's the closest to being the original character, still has new stuff to work with. And some people like Blanka and Dhalsim are just going to be absolute terrors. All I can tell you though is I'm very excited. Everyone is looking great, and Street Fighter 6 is going to be, it's got to be a fantastic game, man. Everything is just home run after home run after home run. Everything looks so good, and I am super excited, and I'm sure you are too. That all said, we're at the end of the video, so thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.